This video is based on my book, Stop Buying Stupid Shit: How to Save More Money and Change the Way You Think About Spending. If you find these ideas helpful, you can learn more about the book through the link in the description. Now let's get into it. Most people do not waste their money in one dramatic moment. They waste it $20 at a time. A subscription they forgot to cancel. A new phone that was only slightly better than the old one. A sale item they never planned to buy. Takeout because they were tired. A gadget that seemed useful for 3 days and then disappeared into a drawer. None of those purchases feels life-changing in the moment. But together, they can quietly change your life. They can keep you living paycheck to paycheck even after your income goes up. They can fill your home with things you do not use. They can leave you wondering where all your money went. And the solution is not to become miserable, never have fun, or feel guilty every time you spend a dollar. The solution is to stop buying stupid sh*t. That does not mean every unnecessary purchase is stupid. Money is meant to be enjoyed. The problem is spending money on things that do not improve your life, do not support your goals, and are forgotten almost as soon as you buy them. The first step is understanding why we buy those things in the first place. We like to believe that our purchases are logical. We tell ourselves we bought the new gadget because it saves time. We bought the new clothes because we needed them. We upgraded the car because the old one was no longer good enough. But a lot of spending is emotional. We are not always buying the product. We are buying the feeling attached to it. The new outfit promises confidence. The expensive car promises status. The newest phone promises that we are keeping up. The home exercise machine promises a healthier version of ourselves, even though buying exercise equipment is not the same as exercising. Marketers understand this better than almost anyone. They rarely sell you an object by itself. They sell you the person they want you to imagine becoming after you own it. Then they add urgency. Only 2 left. Sale ends tonight. Everyone is buying this. Free shipping if you order in the next 15 minutes. The goal is to make you act before you think. That is why one of the most useful money habits is simply creating space between wanting something and buying it. Use the 24-hour rule. When you see something you did not already plan to buy, wait 1 full day. For a larger purchase, wait a week, a month, or even longer. That pause allows the emotional excitement to fade. It gives your logical brain time to ask better questions. Will I actually use this? Do I already own something that does the same job? Would I still want it if it were not on sale? Would I want it if nobody else ever saw me own it? A while back, I bought an Apple M4 Mac Mini with 256 gigabytes of storage. Almost immediately, I thought I should buy an external drive. It seemed like the responsible thing to do. More storage must be better, right? But I decided to wait until I actually needed it. Almost a year later, I still had plenty of room because I was not storing large video or game files on the computer. Waiting saved me around $80, and I never felt deprived because I never needed the thing in the first place. That is an important distinction. Not buying something is not deprivation when the purchase would not have improved your life. Sometimes the smartest purchase is the one you delay long enough to realize you do not need. Another question that can save you a lot of money is this: what does enough look like? If you never define enough, there will always be another upgrade. A bigger television, a newer car, a faster computer, more clothes, more subscriptions, more storage space to hold all the other things you bought. But more is a moving target. You finally get the thing you wanted, you enjoy it for a few weeks, and then it becomes normal. Soon you are noticing the next version. That is why people can earn more money than they ever have and still feel broke. Their definition of a normal life keeps getting more expensive. This is lifestyle creep. You get a raise and upgrade the phone. Then you eat out more. Then you buy a nicer vehicle because you can afford the payment. Before long, your expenses have caught up with your income, and you are back where you started. You are earning more, but you are not becoming more secure. A better approach is to decide in advance what enough looks like in the major areas of your life. How many clothes do you actually wear? How many streaming services do you regularly use? What does your car need to do? What does your computer need to do? When you know the answer, good enough stops sounding like failure. It starts sounding like freedom. My mother has always been good at this. She generally does not replace televisions, appliances, or other major items until they actually stop working. If the old one still does the job, it stays. That approach is not perfect for every purchase, but it has an obvious financial advantage. You get the full value from what you already own, and you avoid one of the biggest spending traps: upgrading simply because something newer exists. A sale can create the same kind of illusion. Imagine a pair of shoes marked down from $120 to $36. You did not need shoes. They are not really your style. But 70% off feels too good to pass up. So you buy them and tell yourself you saved $84. But if the shoes stay in the box, you did not save $84. You wasted $36. A sale is only a deal when it lowers the price of something you already intended to buy. Otherwise, the discount is not saving you money. It is persuading you to spend money. The same problem happens with small recurring charges. One subscription does not feel dangerous. $15 a month seems harmless. But add a music service, 3 video services, cloud storage, an app you tried once, and a free trial you forgot to cancel, and your account starts leaking money every month. The easiest way to fix this is to look through the last 90 days of bank and credit card statements and write down every recurring charge. Then put each one into one of 3 categories. High value. You use it regularly, and it is worth the money. Medium value. You sometimes use it, but you could live without it. Low value. You forgot you were even paying for it. Cancel the low-value subscriptions immediately. Question the medium ones. Keep the high-value services without guilt. The goal is not to eliminate everything enjoyable. The goal is to stop paying for things that are no longer part of your life. You should think about physical clutter the same way. Every item you own has a cost beyond the original price. It takes up space. It has to be moved, cleaned, stored, organized, repaired, or eventually thrown away. When you cannot find what you already own, you may even buy a duplicate. A cheap item can become expensive when it creates clutter without adding value. And unused stuff represents money that has been frozen into objects. Old electronics. Clothes with tags still attached. Workout equipment that became a clothes rack. Tools you bought for one project. Kitchen gadgets buried in a cabinet. Instead of paying to store these things, sell them. Price them to move. Turn clutter back into cash. Then put that money toward debt, savings, or something you have deliberately chosen. This leads to the spending filter I use in my own life. I ask whether something adds to my health or my wealth. That does not mean I never spend money for enjoyment. But it helps me recognize when a purchase supports the life I am trying to build and when it is only a temporary distraction. A quality mattress that helps you sleep better may be worth spending more on. A computer that helps you earn income may be worth spending more on. Reliable tools, comfortable shoes, education, or something you use every day can be smart purchases. Big spending is not the enemy. Wasteful spending is. Sometimes buying cheap is the more expensive choice. If you buy the same low-quality item 3 times, you may spend more than you would have spent buying one dependable version. The better question is not, is this cheap? It is this valuable? How often will I use it? How long will it last? What problem does it solve? Will it meaningfully improve my health, wealth, time, or daily life? Once you begin asking those questions, saving money stops feeling like restriction. It becomes redirection. You are not saying, I can never spend. You are saying, I would rather spend this money on something better. Maybe that means taking $200 a month that used to disappear into random online orders and using it to pay down a credit card. Maybe it means bringing lunch from home and directing the difference toward an emergency fund. Maybe it means skipping a minor upgrade so you can afford a meaningful trip, build a business, invest for the future, or simply create breathing room. There is also a practical order to saving money. Start with the biggest expenses. It is easy to spend a lot of mental energy worrying about a $4 coffee while ignoring a car payment, insurance bill, housing cost, or grocery habit that is draining hundreds every month. Small purchases matter because patterns matter. But one smart decision on a major expense can save more than months of tiny sacrifices. The cheapest car is usually the one you already own, especially when it is paid off and still reliable. A slightly smaller home can create more breathing room than clipping every coupon you can find. Meal planning can reduce grocery waste and expensive last-minute food orders at the same time. Look for the big wins first, then clean up the smaller leaks. And once you begin making progress, protect it with a simple monthly money check-in. Review your statements. Look at what you spent, what you saved, and what is coming up. Then ask 3 questions. What should I stop doing? What should I start doing? What is already working that I should continue? This keeps one bad week from turning back into an old lifestyle. Good money habits are not something you build once, and then forget. They need occasional maintenance. You do not need a complicated spreadsheet or a perfect budget. You need enough awareness to notice when your money starts drifting away from your priorities. That is the part many people miss. Every purchase has an opportunity cost. The money does not only disappear from your account today. You also give up what that money could have done tomorrow. A $200 gadget you barely use could have gone toward debt. It could have become part of your emergency fund. It could have been invested and grown for years. This does not mean you should calculate the future value of every cup of coffee and make yourself feel guilty. It means your future deserves a place in the decision. Before buying something, ask, what else could this money do? Then connect the answer to a real goal. That $100 is not just $100. It may be half of your weekend getaway fund. It may be a month of progress toward paying off a bill. It may be the beginning of a savings cushion that helps you sleep better at night. When your goals become real, pointless purchases become less tempting. Because the purpose of saving money is not to watch a number grow. It is to create freedom. Freedom from panic when something breaks. Freedom from debt payments that control your month. Freedom to leave a bad job or difficult situation. Freedom to spend on the people, experiences, and projects that genuinely matter to you. Real success is not looking wealthy. It is having options. So start with one change. Use the 24-hour rule. Cancel one forgotten subscription. Sell one thing you no longer use. Choose one category where you already have enough. Redirect one wasteful expense toward a goal that matters. You do not need to overhaul your entire life today. You only need to stop letting money disappear without making your life better. Because every time you skip a purchase that does not matter, you are not losing something. You are buying back your future. And that is what my book, Stop Buying Stupid *T, is really about. It is not a lecture about never enjoying your money. It is a practical guide to recognizing spending traps, changing the way you think about purchases, and using your money to build more security, choice, and freedom. The link to the book is in the description. And remember, money is a tool. Used well, it helps you build a life you actually want. Used poorly, it can trap you in a life you never chose. Make every dollar count for you, not against you.